I finally got my hands on the Capaldi Sonic. I'm very, very happy with it. It's weird because, like, on screen, I mean, if you don't own this and you're looking at it now, it doesn't look great. It looks like a weird bit of, like, Lego or something. But when you've got it in person and you make it do all the weird stuff, like it goes to different colours, and I think it's pretty cool. I like it. It's very good. Is it better than the others? I think I still prefer Shooties. I think Shooties is my favourite to just have and play about with, which is currently being repaired because the batteries don't work. But this thing's really cool. It's really underrated. I do like it. I do. But before we jump in, I am so close to 1,000 subscribers. If you could subscribe with the notification bell on, means the absolute world. There's a button near the comments that says hype. If you press that, it pushes my video out to loads of people. Commenting helps push it out to loads of people as well. I'm just so close, and it would mean the absolute world if you could get me there. Thank you. Anyway, not what we're talking about today. Today I want to talk about the gods in Doctor Who, the Pantheon of Gods. This is one of those videos where I've not really got any notes on it. I've just got a title, and I'm just going to ramble about what I think about them. I think they were brilliant. They were a brilliant idea anyway. Whether or not they were executed as well as they could have been, probably not. But they were executed in a way that I think was good for new viewers. Russell T Davies coming back. We knew they were going to be returning villains, and let's be real, we all wanted them. We can look back now and go, you know what, maybe that was the wrong thing to want, but a lot of people look back and go, I never wanted returning villains. I didn't want returning villains, but you did, man. We all wanted returning villains. And I think Russell knew we wanted returning villains. So bringing in someone like Sutekh to a season 1 of a show doesn't make any sense because our new viewers have not met Sutekh. They don't know who Sutekh is. So does it make sense to bring him in? No, it doesn't. So how about let's bring in Sutekh to satisfy the needs and wants of the people who love and know and love the show already. But for the people who don't know the show, let's reinvent Sutekh. Let's make him a completely different person by introducing this Pantheon of Gods. The Toymaker, for example, a great example of this is the 60th special, so people are more likely to be like, maybe this is a returning character I don't know about. Have them set up the gods, which they did. Then show off the gods again in Maestro, which they did. And then when we get to the Sutekh reveal, even if you don't know who Sutekh is, it doesn't matter. He's the god of death. And that is enough for you to care and know how deadly he is. Did it work? Not really. A lot of people turned off. If the viewing figures, the leaked viewing figures that came out earlier this year are to be believed, I think it was like 300,000 people plus clicked off from The Legend of Ruby Sunday to watching Empire of Death, or just didn't come back the next week to watch it. It's mental numbers, and that clearly shows that it didn't work, which would be something they could change for the next series, which they didn't because they filmed the 2 seasons back to back. It was bold of them to assume that it was going to work. They said, I can't remember who said this, it was either Tharies or Confused Adipose. One of them said that in 2005, Russell and co went into Doctor Who going, we have got one series here. Let's make it the best possible series that it could be. Literally the best it could be. Which is why Series 1 is probably my favourite written series on paper. But here, they went in with like the complete opposite mindset of, we've got 2 seasons, but hey ho, we're going to get renewed and we're going to get even more. Brilliant, fabulous, marvellous. But that's not the case, is it? Because Disney pulled out after 2 seasons. And I also see a lot of people, Ellie from Who Culture, I love you to bits, you're fabulous. But Ellie often says something like, for 2 seasons, for a 2-season deal, you should have a 2-season arc. And whilst I do agree, Ellie, they should have that as some sort of contingency plan. I think overall having the ending be the return of Carol Ann Ford is enough that they thought in their heads Disney will see this and they won't be able to leave it alone. They'll see the viewing figures have been high, they'll see Carol Ann Ford coming back, and there's no way they won't pick this up. Unfortunately, the viewing figures weren't there, and they did drop the show. So, I don't know. I just think a lot of stuff went wrong with this era. Again, it's become another rambly video where I ramble about how this era could have been so good, and I don't think we should blame anybody. A lot of people blame Russell. Russell brought back too many things and relied on the past a lot. Moffat did the same thing. It was just a little more subtle. The Great Intelligence, Zygons, stuff like that. They aren't modern day like monsters that were created in the Moffat era. They are classic villains that were brought back and remodernised to tell a modern story, which is what Sutekh on paper should have done by being the god of death, if that makes sense. Now, moving on to season 2, we've got the other gods that were in the show, which is Lux. I think Lux works brilliantly. The only downside is, with these gods, with a 45 minute episode, they get defeated quite easily for being this big, bad, evil pantheon of gods. So it's a tricky one. I think maybe if we had the 10 episode or 13 episode or even 12 episode format, we could have two-parters with the gods, and then it would feel a bit more like they've earned their spots as these big evil people. Because Maestro wasn't that threatening, and the Toymaker was threatening because we got told he was threatening, but actually, I suppose he did turn everyone against each other. But, you know what I mean? I feel like in a 45-minute episode, it's hard to justify this is how evil this thing is. So it never properly got the message across. Then in the finale, there was a god of wishes who was a literal baby. I suppose, yeah, it created this wish well, but there was nothing dangerous about it. If Russell continues on now, or if the Disney deal didn't fall through and we were getting season 3 in like a couple of weeks, I think the Pantheon is something they should have stuck with and maybe adapted to modern day. Well, I say modern day, but when I say modern day, I mean the episode count. They should have adapted it to the 8 episode count and maybe stuck a 2-parter in there with a Pantheon of God member, so it doesn't just feel like they're all just jotted in. That's my thoughts on the Pantheon of Gods. I guess my biggest issue with it all is that they had the perfect opportunity to bring the Trickster back and didn't. Maybe it was a plan for the future, but the reality war would have been a great place for the Trickster to sit. But maybe it would have ruined his legacy a bit if he was in there, so maybe not. What do you think in the comments? Let me know. Do you think the Pantheon of Gods was a good idea? Do you think it was a bad idea? Do you think it was just an alright idea that wasn't really touched upon as much as it could have been? Let me know in the comments. Please subscribe. I'm very, very close to 1,000 subscribers. It would mean the absolute world. Like the video. Comment down below like I say. There's a button near the comments that says hype. Push that, means the absolute world. And if you want to help me out in a monetary way, you can leave a super thanks in the comments as well. That'll give you a shout out at the end of every video for just a couple of quid. Or if you want to spend that couple of quid and get access to member-only videos, you can become a member. You also get a shout out at the end of every video. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you later. Ta-ra. So cool, I love it.